What's up, people? This is KM.Little right here. We're going to be watching people getting laid off in the medical field. If you want to catch me live, make sure you go follow my Twitch. And also, if you want my other social media, Instagram, TikTok, it's in the link in the description below. Let's get straight into the video.
Will lose their jobs, but doctors are being laid off as well as nurses. And I've been doing the research, and this is the conclusion that I've come to. The Medicare fees that were being charged to Medicare by hospitals and or clinics were so inflated and so high and had so much profit built in that now that they've been reduced and now they're at the levels where they're supposed to be, the people who wrote the budgets didn't account for this. Therefore, it's going to look like they're losing money and they're not profitable. So like every other corporation out there, when you're chasing a number, if you're publicly traded, the easiest way to get there is to cut staff. And you'll hear these doctors say, I had lines, there was 6 months worth of appointments set up. It doesn't matter. If the hospital doesn't see the profit, the people that get cut first are those that work on salary. So they're going to have to take some time to adjust back down to where they were actually supposed to be, what they're supposed to be billing Medicare instead of the inflated numbers that were being allowed. And that is exactly why we see so many doctors and nurses being laid off, because they didn't account for losing as much profit as they did when they flipped the switch and dropped Medicare cost down to where it's supposed to be.
Healthcare companies are going through another round of layoffs. I believe the most recent one is Sharp Healthcare, where they're laying off about 300 plus employees. So if you work in healthcare, it is so important that you understand this. The facts is that you are replaceable. If somebody can go to school, get training to do your exact job, then you are at risk. Because no matter what people tell you, working a 9-to-5 job and solely relying on just that job for stability is extremely risky. You need to not tie your value to your job, but instead tie your value to your skills, your experiences, your expertise. So you need to think of yourself as an individual and how you can combine that to create opportunities for yourself. Right now, in the age of the internet, of artificial intelligence, there's so many ways to do that. But just understand that a lot of the risk is in solely depending on 9 to 5. As a healthcare worker, you have a lot of unique expertise, so make sure you take advantage of that to create opportunities for yourself. So if you enjoy this kind of content, go ahead and follow for more.
Providence Hospital announcing more layoffs because of Medicaid cuts that have not happened yet. Let's check in on their executive salaries. Guy Hudson making a modest $6 million, while their president and CEO only makes $5 million with a nice $460,000 bonus. Keep in mind, this is the same hospital that got sued by the Attorney General because they were training their staff to not tell people about charity care. Jennifer Burrows, who makes over $1 million a year, said that nurse wages in Oregon are highest or second highest in the country. So therein lies the problem. It's these freaking nurses. There will be hospitals that are in rough shape over these Medicaid cuts. Providence is not going to be one of them.
Ever wondered what happens when nearly half of doctors offer jobs at the VA hospitals say no? That's happening right now. So from January to March of 2025, almost 40% of doctors turned down VA job offers, quadruple last year's rate. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So far this year, the VA has lost over 600 doctors and about 1,900 nurses. And those numbers are going to keep climbing. That means veterans, many of whom are battling toxic exposure illnesses, are waiting longer for care, and staff burnout is reaching new lows. The VA Secretary, Doug Collins, claims frontline care is safe, but internal warnings and protests paint a different story. Veterans and staff alike say that this isn't just a staffing problem, it's a complete breakdown. If we don't act, our heroes may lose access to the very care that they earn. So share this, push your rep, demand accountability, because this crisis just cannot stay hidden.
I mean, are we really surprised? Are you really surprised? Honestly, when you go into like an emergency room, you shouldn't come out with $1,000 bill. I remember I got bit by a spider when I was like 16, 17, around that way. No, I think it was 17. I got bit by a spider and I came out with probably like a $1,500 bill. And I was like, but I had Medicaid, but it was just like, that's crazy. $1,500 just for a spider bite? I mean, just to go to the emergency room and all that. And in my opinion, I just think that it's kind of it's kind of crazy just for all of that. I mean, I understand nurses and everywhere else got like nurses and doctors and whoever in charge of the hospital got, everybody got a living wage, but still at the same time, it's just like, this is crazy.
Hi everyone, today is August 8th, 2025. So today is Friday. My official last day with Optum was August 7th, 2025, which was yesterday, Thursday. Optum has known since July 24th that they were going to lay us off, and yet when you call HR, when I have called HR to ask regarding my final pay, they don't know anything. And then they have to investigate. And then finally it shows that, yes, I have been terminated. So yeah, but I still haven't gotten my final pay. I haven't gotten any responses for my severance letter that I sent back with signature. I haven't even gotten a reply stating yes, it was received, working on it, expect so many days until you get paid for that. So yeah, I'm very disappointed with Optum and their communication, because they've had about 14 days to work on all of the employees, paperwork, final day, final pay. They should have been ready to give us our final pay already. They should have already emailed us back that they received our severance packets signature, but nothing of that has happened yet. So it's really discouraging to know that Optum is this company that was looked up to like some growing company that's really good, take care of your patients, take care of your employees, and yet they have fallen behind when it comes to taking care of your patients and taking care of your employees. So yeah, I hope that everybody does have a beautiful Friday and a beautiful weekend. But we'll see what happens. Bye.
So since my last post about being let go as a doctor, I've been getting a lot of DMs, phone calls about how other doctors or people they know have been let go. A doctor at UCSF and their department having a 3-month wait, they were let go, along with another one of their colleagues. And another per diem doctor was also let go. And it's thousands of VA, like Veteran Affairs doctors and nurses were also let go. So yeah, it's not just me, and I know that. But yeah, yesterday I just felt like the rug was pulled out from under me, and you can see that I'm still in scrubs, so I'm still going to work, which is really strange to me. And I'm going to be here until the end of the month. So I'm just feeling like if this is happening to me with all of the privileges that I have, like I'm educated, I am able-bodied passing, then, and just, yeah, sorry, people are like walking by. So yeah, like with the privileges that I feel like I do have, and like also losing my job, I'm just thinking about everyone else who is like negatively impacted by this administration. So I know people are meaning well with like recommending me to get like full-time jobs, or like getting another job is going to be easy and yada yada yada, but that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about our collective future. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about what's going to happen to people further in the margins. Like, it's probably happening now, which is what I'm hearing from some of my patients. So yeah, that is what I'm worried about. I'm worried about our collective future. I am worried about my future, but I'm more worried about our collective future. So if people have been asking me how to support me, I think it's by speaking up. I think that's going to be the most impactful, because I do believe that whatever we say, it's a ripple out from everyone individually. And one of my friends did tell me before that, hey, all these conversations that I was having with my parents, who are MAGA, unfortunately, she said, hey, that is also activism. And that really opened up my mind about what activism can look like. And so yeah, I think just talking to people who, if you have capacity, that would be supportive, and that would be supportive for me and like for everyone who's going to be impacted by this administration, or the people who are already impacted. So yeah, thank you.
It's two things. It's like a double-edged sword. So you lower the cost of certain things. You lower the cost of them trying to charge Medicare some crazy amount, and you making the hospital charge less when they go to the emergency room or wherever when everybody get cared. No longer is it $1,500. Now you're going in and it's $700 or $900. But it also means that the doctors and nurses doesn't get paid the same, and makes hospitals have to charge less because Medicaid doesn't pay as much anymore. So that means that you might gotta cut back on hiring. Instead of 4 doctors being at a hospital, now it's probably like, well, it depends on what field, surgical or psychological or behavioral. I don't know, whichever doctor it might be. Might gotta let some doctors go because you might be paying them $600,000-$700,000 a year just to be at your hospital, but now you gotta let one of them go. Now it's no longer 3, now it's 2.
So this is what it looks like to be a nurse practitioner who was laid off her HIV job after working for the same company for almost 7 years. I get to be at home on a Wednesday morning and relaxing because I started working some. I have 2 telehealth jobs that when I work on one day of the week and the other one I pick my own schedule until I figure out a full-time job or my next move. This feels kind of weird. I feel like I don't know what day of the week it is ever now. I guess it's Wednesday. I guess I was laid off almost 2 weeks ago tomorrow, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come in my nursing career.
Big news out of Austin, Minnesota. 37 union nurses at Mayo Clinic Austin just received 90-day layoff notices. Mayo says it's because of low inpatient volume and operational changes, but let's unpack what's really happening here. These nurses are all members of the Minnesota Nurses Association, and they were given official WARN notices. So that's the legal requirement when employers plan mass layoffs. But the union isn't buying it. They're calling this a union busting move, and they filed charges of unfair labor practices. So this comes from Mayo Clinic Health System, one of the most prestigious and wealthy healthcare brands in the country. So why are they cutting frontline staff? The very nurses that the patients depend on. So this isn't just a local issue. If you've been following my videos, it's part of a national trend. Hospitals are consolidating services, shifting care away from smaller community facilities like Mayo Austin, and in the process, cutting bedside staff, often while executive compensation keeps rising. Nurses have warned for years, safe staffing saves lives, but decisions like this send a clear message. Profits and efficiency are being prioritized over patient care and worker stability. So here's the question. Is this truly about declining volume, or is it about breaking the union and centralizing power? You decide. Let me know your take in the comments.
Hey y'all, hope y'all can hear me. Just came here to give you guys an update. I am officially laid off. So I was driving back to work this past Sunday, and halfway there I got a call from my manager, and she said basically don't report to work today or the next day. And she said that my station was getting shut down due to low patient activity, which I understood because since they moved me to this new station in March, I can count on my hands how many patients I've seen since March and May. So yeah, she said to give her 48 hours and she would let me know what to do as far as like if we're being moved somewhere else or anything like that. It's been over 48 hours. I haven't received a call, a text, or anything. I'm completely removed from the schedule. They ended my reservation at the hotel, so I had to, go pack up and move my stuff back home. And that's how it is for most of the nurse practitioners that work with this company. All of us have basically been laid off. There are some people I think that they're keeping just for right now. I don't know, but 95% of us are gone. I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised because of how things has been going since Trump has been in office. But I at least thought that when you're messing with somebody's livelihood, you're about to lay them off, you're at least going to give them a heads up. They didn't give me a heads up when they were moving stations. But I thought at least, okay, you're laying us off. We're going to get some notice. We didn't get anything. So I'm basically on my way back home. It's a 4-hour drive, trying to figure out what my next move is going to be. And that's one of the things that you have to deal with as a travel nurse practitioner is things like this happening. And I think I'm just going to try to relax for a little bit because I've been working a lot. I have not had a break from work since COVID. I have been working every year, every month, every hour. Like, I need a little break to kind of regroup and figure out what I'm going to do. I've been thinking about taking like classes to a refresher course, like knowing how to suture and splinting and do INDs and things like that, so I can apply to some urgent cares in my area, because my goal now is to try to get a job at home because I have not been at home in a while. So yeah, I really want to be home. As far as the way I'm feeling about it, I'm sad because I don't like to be in positions where I don't know what's next. I like to have a plan. So if I would have known that we were going, like if I would have had like notice, oh hey, we're gonna close down in the next week or month or 60 days or something like that, I could have planned better. I just don't like to do things unexpected. Which, like I said, this is a part of the travel NP world. But normally you would know when your contract is up. So yeah, I don't know, y'all. We'll see.
This is also the thing. I don't know how Trump might do it, but if you cut down on prices at the hospitals and stuff like that by giving less to the hospitals and forcing them to bring down the prices, you can also bring more people to be a part of Medicaid. But I don't think Trump is going to do that. I think Trump just going to make it more harder to qualify for Medicaid. And if it's more harder to qualify for Medicaid, I honestly, I just really wonder where the money gonna go at. If you're gonna save more money on Medicaid and stuff like that, I just wonder exactly where's that extra money gonna go at. If you force the hospitals to charge less, you make it hard for people to qualify for it. Where all that extra money gonna go at? But if you got something that you can educate me on and stuff like that, if you can see this as a good thing, let me know in the comment section. I gotta do my research. But if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. What's good, people? This is KM.Little right here. Thank you for watching this video. In this clip right here, I am showing you my different YouTube channels. They are in the link in the description. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my other channels. Also, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.